If you're a business owner, then these 3 tips should help you improve your actual workflow and spend less money as well. So if you've been using Claude Code, you can see there is a huge difference and a huge discrepancy in regards to the actual costs of the APIs or the actual subscription. You can actually get costs up to 10 times or 20 times more by using the API keys rather than having the actual subscription. If you got a business, one tip would be to actually use the subscription unless you have an app or a SaaS application where you actually need to use the API keys. Other than that, you should always try and go for the subscription. I've actually saved thousands of dollars by doing this and continue to do each month, especially if you got a big business, 10 to 20 employees, rather than paying $2,000 on each of them per API calls. You can literally reduce that cost to 90% and just use the subscription. Now the second tip, and this is one of the most important ones as well, always use everything on max setting regardless of what you're doing. So even if you have small tasks, you'd see using it on lower settings or like a different model rather than to the latest one, it always feels like it's a different AI. What you can do now is simply open Claude from here and make sure it's where you have show commands, it's not on extra high. You want it to be all the way up to ultra code. Make sure that's always set here. Sometimes even when you open a new project, even though you set it to max, the new project can oftentimes just be in the middle. So you always have to update the settings regardless of the project you're just starting out. They usually do it halfway so it consumes less resources on their part, but it's not better for us as business owners. And then the second thing you're going to do right here, make sure this is toggled and have it on thinking. And then as a last precaution, make sure like when you go to switch model, you always have it on Opus 4.8 being the best one. As a third and final tip, it'd be in regards to what you actually build in using AI. A quick story behind this, I've built several SaaS applications and applications on desktop as well. All right, so this is a security scanner. You can paste in any URL and it will do a security scan on the full website. One of the key things you'll learn, there's always room to improve the actual application. Well, I've got this SaaS application, I worked for it for a few months. Even now, there's still tons of things I need to improve. The reason I mention this is you can always go on a rabbit hole and implement something that gets deprecated in a few months. For this example, I built a full application that is doing voice to text. And I'm going to test it one more time. I'm going to click space again. So this is a simple test to see if voice to text is actually working. I'm going to click space to stop the recording right now. You can see transcription complete, copy to clipboard. So it's automatically copying everything, so I can just paste it right here. I've actually built this in less than a week the first time, but then I wanted to add it to the clients I had, and the actual implementation of making it usable for other people, not just me alone, it took over a month. Guys, I really appreciate you downloading this app, and it took me honestly at least 50 builds for this to work, and I'm really happy. I mean, I'm not going to say at least, probably around 50. I think I filmed anywhere from 5 to 10 times just having this work for you. So I wish you nothing but the best and take care. And right now, if you go into Claude Code, you can see this button right here. The last thing we're going to do here is tell Claude what this project is about. So Gina is a client of Leo's, and this is his business project where we have her brand kit and the actual projects we're working on. And we're also going to have the transcript. So in the future, whenever this button does, it's close to exactly the application I just spent more than a month building. That's what I mean. Just try and build small internal tools if you're going to use, or like if you're doing a full application, just make sure it's your main application and you're doing the best possible. But always try and be aware that the top layer will always get replaced by the actual company that it's doing the AI, because they realize how to improve the workflow of every business owner. So it only makes sense they implement the best tools themselves. If you want to learn more about this, I have a full school community where we teach business owners how to implement AI properly in their business. Thank you for watching.